Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to another brand new video. And also, before we do get started to the point exactly, is that no worries about the music. I was just listening to some interesting Darnell Iraq, exactly. Which, by the way, that's not important right now, which is not important right now. So, anyways, just give me a sec. I'm just gonna probably just do something for a minute. There you go. Alright. Hello, everybody. My name is Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered again. And before this video can begin, shortly as enough, and shortly as right now, is that we are about to do one last thing about the Fanta, which, by the way, this is going to be the only last one I'm ever going to make. So, hopefully I'm going to just carry it with pride, exactly to get with this review of me reviewing Chucky's Punch. And also, for those who would say is like, oh, have you tried the strawberry yet? The answer is no. I've apparently have not tried the strawberry Fanta, but next time, if they ever still, do it next year of Halloween, then I probably will go ahead and get to the store and actually go get it myself. But if not, that's fine. I'll say as well, at least it's still carried on a very good live before the second even happened with November or whatever that happened with the Halloween edition thing was already finished. So I probably would or wouldn't be that surprised, but whatever, I guess. I mean, we'll probably expect whatever's going to expect anyways. So that's all I have to probably say. Now, before this video can begin, and this video can actually shortly as enough begin, is that I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way, you will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. So, without further ado, everybody, we're going to be talking about Chucky's Punch Fanta drink. And also, what looks really cool, by the way, is I love the fact that in the front of the face, I like so much better. Because unlike with pineapple, yeah, I don't get why exactly, but it probably was a little bit stupid to think the idea, because I don't blame the people by saying it's like, oh, we tried our best to just get pretty much the icon of the face of the killer's face on the pineapple Fanta drink. I was saying, it was like, nah, you didn't do it, man. You did not do that. I mean, if somebody would have, been an actual responsible employee that would have figured that out, I mean, I probably would have said, it was like, hey, can you just tell me if the Fanta, Michael Myers' Fanta pineapple drink has a logo on it? You know, in the box. If it was a yes or no, which I would have wished I'd said that, but I probably wouldn't want to say too much often to say is like, oh, so I have to answer questions and stuff, which I sometimes may answer questions to some reasons if I actually feel wanting to say if there's a question, because, yeah, it's just pretty bit unbelievable, which I won't blame the ones by saying is like the bottle is actually a bit better, exactly, which, trust me, I like the bottle version than pretty much with the can, because I think it had a better scare in it, you know, just with Michael Myers, but Michael Myers and all, which it's supposed to be in a can, but I mean, aren't we all that surprised? Which, you know, if you guys have not checked the video out, I recommend you check the video out, since, highly speaking, if you haven't checked the video out, then I recommend you check the video out, exactly. So, pardon me. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to come forward to say that. So thank you. Anyway, so that's all I just wanted to say. And before we do drink Chucky's Punch, by the way, which also I'm going to open the can for a second, which I'm going to have to pause the video and then still continue speaking. So give me a second. All right, there we go. It's already opened. So anyway, I opened Chucky's Punch just only with my thumb, which, by the way, I only opened the can, so I think it should stop making a noise right now until it's just silent for a bit. So, before we continue drinking Chucky's Punch, I actually just want to be talking about like a few interesting things before we continue on the video. Exactly like usual, like wise and usual, that I just wanted to say is that, well, hopefully Texans aren't going to lose today, which I hope Texans aren't going to lose. And also, I will still make you guys a deal, which trust me, I'll actually make a deal and say is that, yeah, I know Jaguars are up 5. I know they're up 5 wins exactly, but Texans are down like 3 wins or something, which also, I'll tell you guys this. If Texans do win against the Jaguars, I actually would be pleased if they actually ever did beat Jaguars, which we're going to highly see if that will happen, but if not, then that's not going to look good. And also, trust me, will still make a video, and to this day, that I'll actually just like, whenever I think of the time is right, just to probably make a video and say is like, oh, I might have to probably say about the news exactly, which I don't know why, somehow, for some reason, Texans aren't actually just pulling it out a little bit. I mean, with CJ and everything, I really have to expect that. As myself as a secondary favorite of the Texans, I probably am just a bit shocked to hear, hopefully, that they're just going to have to reach up second place to, unfortunately, just beat the Jaguars down to a 3, which is not too looking great. So, all I got to say is, hope that Texans can really pull many things as they can and pull this off anyway, which by any chance with everyone is that I want to make a deal. And also, I did say that already like once or maybe twice anyway to explain it. So here's the dealio, is that if Jaguars win by any chance, will just make the video and just have like the thumbnail ready, which I did get a screenshot, by the way, which, it's just only between with the Broncos. And then, of course, it has to be 2 other teams that might be either Jaguars or Titans that might either appear on to be on the thumbnail, which, I'm actually just making careful choices as I can with, like, the thumbnail and all, since I don't want to get the wrong one. Like, to say is like, oh, which ones aren't confusing and which was confusing. So, that's all I had to do, which, of course, I had to add 2 decisions as either Jaguars or Titans, for example. If one of them do ever consider to beat the Texans, that's not going to look a good sign, which seriously, it isn't going to look too great of a sign, so I probably would be disappointed. So we're just going to have to find out and see what happens today and see what's going to happen, which I do swear to God, I hope that Texans just don't lose today, which I hope to swear to God, if they lose, I'll be very disappointed. And also, just in fact, by the way, I'll still mention about the 3rd game of Fanta Warriors 3 before that was still considered to continue to sail and continue to play. Part 1, which, by the way, I got Part 1 finished, which I haven't got it uploaded yet, but I already got Part 1 done. Which, I'm actually recently getting a few parts a little bit done. Let's just say I'm getting like a few parts unfinished, a little bit done, and just have it like finished anyway. Even if I saved it, then I'm still going to prepare to have it ready at some point whenever I get it released. So, that's all I wanted to probably mention through, and just mention to say that. So, anyway, let's just hope that Texans do a good job today, and hopefully they will do an absolute great job. And also, there probably wouldn't be anything to worry about Seahawks for right now. Like, the only thing Seahawks needs to do is beat the freaking Cardinals again. Like, literally the freaking rematch again for the Cardinals, which... Oh man, I really hope that Sam Darnold really does a great job to overthrow the Cardinals again, because, bro, Cardinals got their freaking gooses cooked. Like, they literally got goosed. Like, trust me, they freaking got goosed like it was a slap around the slap a fest at the freaking face. Like, it was literally hilarious. Which, like I said, I'll still say good game and all, but seriously, it's already funny when I say it's just that hilarious. So, as myself is all ready to say this anyway, is that I hope Seahawks could really overthrow the Cardinals again for a absolute interesting rematch. So, I will be excited to hear it, and I would love wanting to hear it anyway. But seriously though, it's not going to be about the Seahawks right now. It's just going to be full Texans conversation, just full Texans. not Seahawks. Because, I mean, Seahawks are really making me that happy a little bit just because I'm actually starting to like more interesting ways how Seahawks could finally, just freaking finally do something for once. Just to finally do something that I have never seen before of this year 2025, which shocked me a lot. Like, it shocked me the entire way around of the entire thing going off of the seasons, of the weeks, but shit hit the fan so much. Seriously, Seahawks are doing an absolute amazing job, and I won't blame them. They're doing an absolutely great job. So I said what I said, and I'm just saying what I said. So that's all I wanted to talk about, and that's all I wanted to say, that thank God Seahawks are at least improving. That I'm actually liking so much better. That at least they're improving so well. Literally, that I'm actually that proud for them to do. And also, yeah, we'll see what happens with Texans. We'll see what happens, and hopefully they don't lose. But if they lose, I guess it's time I'll just have to go out and mention it anyway and just explain by saying is, however, that they're supposed to be pulling off and other stuff, which I know I might say off-topic things, but it's just going to be some extra video time to give myself a bit of video extra time so that way I can like extend more timing a little bit and just have the video end at some point whenever I feel like ending the video. So that's all I just wanted to do. That's all sometimes I have to do sometimes. Like, it won't be that as often, but it just might sound a little bit on some 50 of me just like going through and on and other stuff. So that's all I wanted to point out. And hopefully, anyways, as I was saying, is that hopefully we'll see what happens by the end of the time, by the end of the weeks, however, but like I said, it'll still be Texans, only Texans, not Seahawks, which at least I won't have to worry about Seahawks right now, but they're still doing an amazing job, literally at first freaking place, so nice job for them. I actually will say, nice job. So, anyway, it's time to see what I think of Chucky's Punch, which I'm also just going to give an interesting review on it. And also, by the way, I do not own anything that comes from like Fanta and other stuff. I'm just only here to give it a test and just give it a taste and see what I think, you know, to show you guys to see how great it tastes, you know, just for me to like it. And sometimes I think I have to say whenever I remember doing like the Freddy Fazbear Fanta drink, and then, of course, the Michael Myers pineapple drink. Bro, those are actually freaking tasty. But I still kind of prefer the Freddy Fazbear Fanta drink, which, by the way, it's actually interesting because it tastes pretty well and tastes damn good. And then also for like the Michael Myers pineapple drink, it literally tastes like freaking pineapples. Which also, by the way, for once, I have to say, pineapples... Like, I will be that honest with y'all. I'll be complete honest. Is that, man, it literally tastes the pineapple, which I never even tried. The only thing that comes from a drink of soda, but holy God, it tastes that good of freaking pineapples. That just comes from a soda, which I have to say, I'm going to say the word based, you know, literally the word based, which I think it's just so ironic, again, that I find it hilarious, which... You know, not too much to make fun of, like, oh, Michael Myers was like the icon of it, which it was just only a bit interesting that I never even tasted pineapples in a soda before, so I guess there might be a shocker to surprise anyway, so that's all I can probably say. Now, it's time we'll see how Chucky's Punch tastes at the end of the bargain and see how that will taste, so let's just go ahead and see how this tastes. And oh my God, it just smells... very freaking well done good. I'll be that honest. It tastes like most likely going to be anything from Chucky's vibe all the time, because the vibe of Chucky's Punch is just an interesting vibe that we always have to feel all the time, but it just feels very going to be kicking in very well. So let's give it a try and let's see how great it tastes. So 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Oh my God. That tastes amazing. Alright. let me just say this in my own extent of my review by saying is like, how does Chucky's Punch taste? Bruh, it almost is the second rate near Freddy Fazbear's drink. Holy crap. I am saying this. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And why am I saying 9 out of 10? Well, I think I have to say why do I give this a 9 out of 10 is because the drink is just freaking damn tasty, which also, I just don't know why I just feel it, but it just feels freaking nice. I mean, for once a little bit, it actually tastes so freaking dang good. Like, for once, I never expected why from it, but it actually just tastes so much likely well done and well received. That, you know, it just tastes all that good vibe from Chucky all the time. Like, bro, the freaking vibe is always the best thing in the world is about the vibe. It's just the very good, interesting ways of how tasty even, pardon me, tastes that good. So, it tastes good, and I love it. So I give this a 9 out of 10 for Chucky's Punch, and it's actually freaking tasty. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to point out, and that's all I wanted to say for most likely is that, man, that was actually freaking dang good. So, mad respect. Totally mad respect and absolute delicious. So, I give this a 9 out of 10, and it was actually freaking nice. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to point out. That's all I wanted to say from here on and there. So, anyway, without that being said, and hopefully likely to be said again, is that I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And also, for more likely, is that, yeah, the taste of it is just freaking dang good. So, for those who actually enjoyed it, I actually say it's a very good drink, and I love it. Which, by the way, this is definitely the last review, by the way, of the Halloween edition of the drinks, of like the Fanta drinks. So I guess this is probably like the last one. So even though I didn't collect the fourth one, I know I should have done that already. But I guess I don't know about anything about the Black Phone by any chance. Which, no, I have not paid attention about that killer of that movie of the Black Phone, which I never even had watched it before. But even if I did watched it, then that would have been an all like a different kind of conversation. But, you know, the only conversation I'd probably say is that I only like the killers that I only knew about, not the ones I don't even know of. Exactly. So I had a choice to say is like, nah, let's just go with Freddy Fazbear, Michael Myers, and Chucky. That way, it'll just kind of sound a bit more impressive. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to point out from here and there. And hopefully, like I said once more, is that I'll pretty much be sure to see you guys absolutely in the next video. And also, just in fact, by the way, is that, what I just wanted to point out here and say is that, oh yeah, the Steam thing. Okay, so about, like, my update with, like, when am I going to be able to come back on Steam again? Is that, well, it did take some time a little bit just to kind of like forget about the cyber issue attack that was going on a little bit on Steam that actually happened for some reason, which I have to say I do declare it was bullshit to begin with, which I know it always sometimes may have a different occurring when there's like an somewhat going on with a cyber attack issue, but at least Steam or some of its employees had to deal with it and just had to get it like all fixed and shenanigans and stuff. But trust me, there is going to be things in life sometimes that there might be some good and not so much. But at least, hopefully it was a great job that I'll admit that, well, I have to say, thank God. Like literally, thank God anyways. So, with that being said, I hope to say this once more and again is that hopefully none of these cyber attacks or anything negative won't happen again, but hopefully something won't probably happen there again, and hopefully it can just get fixed, and hopefully it'll just be, I don't know, fixing all pronto and stuff and just have it all fixed and stuff. But you know me exactly, that's all I wanted to say. So hopefully I'll still make a video about the Steam update that I'll actually will be mentioning from me. You know, it's just only a me video that I'm talking about. It's only just going to be me talking about is like, oh, when am I going to be active on Steam again? That is the only question I'll be releasing. So, like I said, the only things I got left going here exactly is only Fanta Warriors 3, and then of course the Steam announcement from me, it mentioned about like when am I going to be less online on Steam again, which I'll still concernedly to be a bit active on Steam some point at sometimes if I actually feel a little bit to be on it without me sleeping my eyes closed, because sometimes there's going to be a thing sometimes where I might feel a bit tired, and sometimes I might almost close my eyes a little bit, which I'm trying to always keep my eyes open the whole time. So that's all I just try to do sometimes, and that's all I just have to do is just keep my pardon me. Just to keep my eyes open the whole time. It's just to keep it open, so that way they just don't fall closing down. So that's all I just wanted to say, and that's all I wanted to explain about, and yeah. And also, with pretty much the arc of Bloodbear known as Red Freddy, well, let's just say that is also going to be in the table, which of course I have like 3 or 4 things or near 5 things on the table that I actually have left to go, since of course, well, it is about time I might say this a little bit and say is that it's going to be ready. However, it's going to be ready with the, whenever I might return back on Steam again, which also is going to bring a very interesting question. And yes, I might be announcing it, which hopefully that I might have the time and a bit of the courage and energy just to announce it when I'm going to be like fully active online on Steam again. That's going to be a good question. Which, sometimes, like I said, there's going to be some things in life where things are going to be a little bit more tricky with me a little bit, which, like I said, I did wish that I probably would have had a microphone, but also want to tell you guys this, is that no, I do not have a microphone. That's all I'm saying. I wish I would have a microphone when I had it when I was on Steam, but I guess in reality, I just don't have the microphone already. I just really don't have the microphone or even the headphones to just kind of fully just have a voice just to probably say something anyway. But I guess I might have to just say on chat or something, and maybe just like talk from there on the chat or something. But like I said, sometimes it's going to be a little tricky with me sometimes when I might have to just like, use my phone when I have to turn on the microphone instead and just copy the words that I just say and then just go on with the chat and just do that. And then that's just all I have to say, which I know it's not that fun. I understand. I know it's not that fun, but trust me, it's going to be a bit fun when I have the microphone again, or maybe just have headphones to begin with, since I might just like not keep mentioning a few other times as I said about the move out thing, which it's just going to be a little bit harder to deal with. So yeah, sometimes I'm not going to mention it too much, and I probably won't mention it halfway sometimes of it, but I just have to keep like my mouth set before I could say it, if it's going to be the real deal. But so far, it hasn't been so much the real deal yet, since that's just kind of a bit bullshit and a bit shame. So yeah, sometimes my life is going to be having a bit of ups and a bit of downs, as I probably would say to explain with my old fans and slash new fans, for those who probably would know or won't know about what I mentioned previously, I just said anyways. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about, and that's all I wanted to say, and that's all I wanted to probably go on and on. So that's all I just wanted to say. But anyways, with that being said, hopefully you guys are excited for me to probably see what you guys think of me playing Fanta Warriors 3, which is going to be the 3rd game I'm going to ever be taking on, and it's going to be a mansion for the only time and actually to say it. So yikes. I just have to say yikes. Which hopefully I just won't get killed by any of the characters again in Fanta Warriors, of course. Which, of course, there's going to be some same characters and maybe some different faces, which will still... Anyway, as I was saying, by the way, is that hopefully, again, that, well, hope you guys still do, in fact, absolutely enjoy the video. And like always and likewise, I hope to say this again, is that, yeah, it's going to pretty much be true that hopefully whatever's going to happen with me, exactly whatever's going to happen and whatever's going to go on and on, is that we're going to find out and see further enough that we might see what happens. It's just that, well, the only thing I probably would say that's going to be a bit available for me is the Steam announcement. You know, a little bit from me that I might be back online again, but it's going to be about being less online, which I know it's going to be a bit of a hard thing to deal with sometimes if I ever say is like, oh, it's going to be the same rules. Well, apparently yes. Apparently, absolutely yes. That it's going to be the same rules as usual, the same rules as before. But for me, about like me being online at some point is that whenever I'm going to be online sometimes, I might always feel wanted to be online, but if not, that's going to be a different scenario. So, like, pretty much wise and very simple is I just want to say that for most likely for the record straight and a bit of the record short for everyone, just to kind of understand what I'm talking about, is that I'm only going to be less online if I actually would say if I'm actually going to be ready to do it. So sometimes I just need to always open my eyes a little bit with besides not folding my eyes closed, because sometimes it's just going to be a little difficult, you know, that sometimes I just might have to just be the only person not to close my eyes that much. So pretty much. So anyways, like that being said, is I hope that you guys in fact enjoyed the video, and I actually will say the best of honor is I hope that you guys in fact keep on enjoying my videos and keep on enjoying much more, and hopefully likewise and always that my name is Golden Devin-Foxy remastered again, and I'll be sure as in fact absolutely see you guys for the next video. And also, just in fact, by the way, that I actually want to let you guys also know about is the Statue 37 arc, by the way, is I'll actually will explain that, by the way, is that, let's just say that, well, it's going to be a bit less later from, like, carrying on from less later, that it probably won't be mentioned anyway for being less later to mention it. So, I have not actually seen what Bloodberry even is, or should I say the recolor of Freddy. That is Freddy Fazbear, that is brown, but this time it's red, and it also has the bloodshotted eyes, which also, it's even creepier to even think about it, which seriously, it's not the Freddy that we knew about, it's only another character that only corrupts the video files, which, by the fact that I did pay attention a little bit of who he even is, but I have not said anything to any of you guys about it, but sometimes at some point I might have to be able to be careful from whatever's going to happen, because we may never know what's going to happen, and we never know it's going to, like, appear on some timestamp that might actually go wrong a little bit, that might still be fake, which also, it compares to real versus fake, which also, trust me, for those who actually do know about Statue 37, which for me, I already knew about the character of the content creator, which even though I did like the person's videos, by the way, by any chance, which I still do, like, I think the olden SFM days, I've always loved watching that kind of stuff, because it just brings me, like, a good special amount of, like, heart, you know, just feels like a bit of, like, some good understanding and some amazing look onto the videos, that it actually just brings a joy in my face and just brings a very joy in my smile. And also, yes, I do still ship Foxy and Mangle, which also is my favorite ship of the entire time. So yeah, it's always been my favorite. So Foxy and Mangle, absolutely based, 100% shipped, and I love the ship because the ship is so better that I love it. Which, you know, I think it just really brings a special place to it, which I think I prefer it so much better. With Foxy and Mangle, absolutely 100% shipped and amazing with the ship amazing stuff. So I definitely ship Foxy and Mangle only with a ship, not the other way around, because I know the subtitles might actually, like, be a bit stupid sometimes, you know, just it might sound a little bit stupid when it says that or something like that, but you know, trust me when I say it, when I said it was just only ship, not the other way around. So there you go. Anyways, without that being said, I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, I hope to say this by any chance right now. I hope to say this by any chance that the Statue 37 arc will be mentioned even later. It'll be mentioned later that no, I have definitely not heard of the name, but I never heard of it until I just heard about some rumor going on, until some character existed that only pretended to be Freddy, but the color of the reskin is red, not brown, which kind of sucks, but at least we get to see two versions for what it looks like now, apparently. So that's just going to be a whole bunch of insanity, which, yeah, he only corrupts the video files for FYI. Sometimes that you might catch a few bit of like the timestamps where it's going to be catched exactly, or even caught somewhere that it's just going to corrupt a video file at some point, you know, by any character that can probably just be possessed by Red Freddy, by his only possessions or anything, or pretty much like obsessions or anything that he just creates is just a bit more scarier or a bit of a shitpost, which is going to probably be true, that it might still be called a shitpost. So for those who probably would be aware of, then that's all I'm going to say. Like, you know, just for like the new people out there that probably don't know about like, oh, who Bloodbear is. Well, like I said, he has the bloodshotted eyes a little bit with redness a little bit, and even creepier when he stares at somebody in the face for how long it might stare at you, or maybe just have like a GIF of a gift. So it probably would do so. But anyway, I'll still mention that topic whenever I have the chance, if I ever will briefly mention that topic. But I'll say is that I'll keep it zipped before I'll even say something else. So anyway, yeah. So the only choice right now I got right now apparently is with the Steam update. You know, with me actually mentioning that I'll be back online. So that's when I'm going to be mentioning about it, and that's when I might say it's going to be the shorter time. I think it's going to be like the shortest, not longest. Like, I think the only thing that might be a bit short and long is just the Statue 37 arc. That's only going to be the arc. That's going to be a bit of it. You know, like pretty much like that. You know, the archive. Yeah, the archive. I don't know why I said arc for a little bit. I said archive. I meant to say archive. So, by any chance with the archive, I'll actually just say it anyways, is that the archive, by any chance, is only going to be a bit short and long, which means the long, by the way, is not going to be mentioned until I mention it. So, that's it. So, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, I'll definitely see you guys soon enough, absolutely, for the next video. And yes, Fanta Warriors 3 is still going to be next. And also, once it's going to be next, that'll be mentioned about the Texans, short enough that I might mention it if they win, or maybe if they lose. Like I said, if they win, I probably won't have to make the video, but if they lose, it's either going to be A, Jaguars, or B, Titans. Those are going to be like the only stands that we're going to have to see and find out soon enough to happen. But trust me, we do need Texans to catch up to Jaguars by literally freaking 5. Like, I know they're at 3 right now, but they're supposed to reach to a 4 by any chance. Which, if they reach to a 4, it means that they might have a bit of faith and might actually have a bit of good conscience that they might actually do so well to catch up with it. But if they don't, it's going to not be too good. So hopefully we got to all be supporting for the Texans out there. That, I mean, literally for every Texans fans exactly out there, is just please cheer on for the Texans, and please don't let them drop all the way near somewhere that's not going to look too pretty. So hopefully they'll continue on, and hopefully they can win and just get there in second place, so that way they can catch the Colts. But anyway, by any chance, we're going to find out and see what happens today or near tonight, that we might see what happens and find out for that question. So that being said, we don't have to worry about the Seahawks. The Seahawks are literally near almost at a very good victory so far, that they're almost near 7 or 8, which I think that's going to be impressive. That, bruh, I'm literally saying is let's go freaking Seattle Seahawks. Like, thank goodness. Like, thank freaking goodness, man. Please just stay there. Don't lose another cinch and don't lose a different ground. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to say. So, thank you. Anyways, with that being said, the video, like I said, will resume to continue on the schedule like always, and everything will remain to stay the same. And yes, the rules on Steam, like I said, will still mention to be also declared still be the same as well. It won't be changed or anything. It'll only stay the same. You know, with like being less online and stuff, it'll stay the same like usual. Like just before I briefly said it anyway. So, thank you. Anyway, hope that you guys enjoy your time and hopefully you enjoyed your time watching this video. And thank you guys once again for enjoying this video. So here's 4 things before we wrap this video up. And yes, Chucky's punch is amazing. I give that a 9 out of 10 anytime I just give it a 9 out of 10. Which I know it will not be very close to be surpassed or pretty much likely higher than Freddy Fazbear's Fanta drink. But seriously, I still give it a 9 out of 10. Even I give it a 9 out of 10, which I'm still going to give it that one. So, anyways, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And I appreciate your appreciation for watching this entire video. So, thank you guys for watching. And also, for those who are Texans fans and or not, then I want to say this, by the way, by today or near likely to be, if anyone actually wants to like record it and watch it tonight, is please cheer on for the Texans. Please cheer them on, man. We need them to win. We need them to win a 4, not another lose. Give them a 4. We need them to win a 4 so that way they can catch up. Like seriously, we don't want them to lose behind because if they lose behind, bro, they're not going to make it in that Super Bowl. So we really need them to make it another move. So hopefully Texans can win, and hopefully they can catch up near to Jaguars. And also, what I find so funny a little bit was just with like, oh, the Jaguars is, thrower, by the way, was like Trevor Lawrence, that, bro, his hair reminds me of Hercules. Like, also, if anybody has not paid attention about, like, oh, the funny-ass haircut, by the way, I watched, you know, before I watched when it was a Seattle Seahawks game between Jacksonville Jaguars. Bro, one of their players has a long freaking hair. Like, it reminds me of god names. Like, what? Or maybe like legend names or something. Like Hercules, Zeus, or pretty much literally anything. I just kind of find it was a little bit accurately funny, a little bit. Just not in a weird kind of odd way, but it was kind of funny just to kind of watch it and just see the thrower by actually having a bit of some hair, a little bit like a long ass hair. Like, it was just funny. Like, I never seen a person in a football game that would actually have that kind of ass haircut. Like, literally pretend to have like a bit of god things or something, or a little bit like Zeus kind, or maybe like whatever exactly, but I'm not trying to make an insult. I'm just trying to say I find it a little bit accurately funny, a little bit, just to say it's a bit funny. Not to say it in an insult way, but it's just a bit funny. So, yeah, I just never seen anything like that. Which, I mean, good for Trevor Lawrence. Good for him. Like, good for him, I guess. Like, good for him, I say. Good thing, I guess. But anyway, like, that being said, we're just going to pretend to just get back to topic at hand here. So, let's just resume back to that. So, with that being said, hopefully, we're going to cheer on for Texans. So, hopefully, we're going to cheer on for them and say, let's go Houston Texans. Let's go Houston Texans. So, hopefully, they can win and get a 4. And hopefully for Seahawks, they're going to continue to outbeat the freaking Rams and the stupid-ass 49ers away. So, hopefully, they'll continue to stay at first. They don't want to make a drop. We don't want them to drop down for another place. So, hopefully, Seahawks can just do what they're doing and do every single thing that they can do in their path to just still be in the lead. So that's all I want to say, and keep that vibe going, because we want that vibe and that energy to keep flowing and flowing and moving on and moving and moving each single time. So hopefully we're going to see what happens. But anyway, for real though, thank you guys again for watching, and thank you guys for enjoying this video. And also, yes, I'm still a diehard Seahawks fan, which I'm still am to that day. And also, even though I still like Texans and all, but hopefully they say that they better win. So hopefully Texans do a better job and just overthrow the Jaguars. You know, just by a 4, which I know they might stay in 3rd, but they might have to catch up to a tie near a 4 to a 5 at this point. So I guess we're going to see and find out and truly see what's going to happen and see where that's going to go. But we'll see by otherwise. So anyway, without wasting your guys' time, I'm going to go ahead and definitely sign off. So here's the 4 things before we get going is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified so that you won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. So anyway, I'm definitely going to get going, and I'll see you absolutely in the next video. Take care, sign off, peace out, sign out, and we'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. See you next time, and see you in the next video. And also, by the way, don't forget, by the way, that I actually want to say this, by the way, is that Fanta Wars 3 is up first. And then, of course, Finance of Freddy's Help Wanted will also be second. So for that, whoever is excited for me to play, however, 2 other games that's on the table, then yes, it is still an exception, and I'll still play those both games while that's still being added. So hopefully, you might as well still enjoy them. So with that being said, hope that you guys enjoy it. And also, there will probably be like another stream or so that I might mention too, that I might have another stream coming up soon, or maybe just in fact a little longer, like a little bit longer before I can think about it. So yeah, I probably will say this, by the way, that I will in fact, by the way, do another stream that might be coming to a StreamYard stream soon a little bit, and just kind of in fact have it done, and just maybe get like the only week that's finished a little bit is with like weekend 1 and stuff, which, you know, I just really wanted to just do like a Friday Night Funkin' stream and stuff. That's all I wanted to do just for that for right now. You know, not the Pico update thing. I'm only just doing the story mode of it. That's just it. You know, just a little different and a little bit of a version differently. So that's all I probably would say. So yeah. And also, regular streams will still stay the same like always, so nothing's not going to change anything about it. It's just going to stay the same. But, you know, just in my kind of different way of an alternative turn, a little differently for me. So, it's only different when it's different. So, it remains the same. It doesn't feel anything new, but just the same, but just a bit more vibingly different. Just a bit different vibe in it. So, anyways, it's time to go, and it's time not to stay a little longer. So hopefully I'll try to at least not to stay a little longer from this a little bit. Like probably like 50 minutes or so, since I'm trying to be aware of the video time. So anyway, with that being said, it's time to go. And I'll see you guys in fact one last time. For whoever's new on the channel, by the way, then go ahead and absolutely subscribe, so that way that you won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. And also, by the way, if people actually do tell me in the comments, by the way, directly, and say is like, oh, you know, if anybody has ever subscribed to my channel recently, is by saying is like, if I go on to my subscribers, like, for instance, when I go on my phone all the time, when I actually go on my phone by checking my subscribers, that I will check on each single person's name, trying to like scroll down and down, like, you know, all the way down exactly. Like, if I ever do see like somebody's like YouTube channel name that shows up on my subscribers exactly, then I'll subscribe. But for those who say is like, oh, I couldn't find it, well, I was trying to find it and subscribe it. But, you know, for those that don't show up on my subscribers, by the way, it just doesn't show. Because I don't know why it doesn't show it on there, but I don't know. I mean, trust me, I think the only thing that has to be simple is only if someone has to comment the video. That way I'll have to check it and just check it out for some reason, because I don't know why. It's not my fault. It's just sometimes it just might occur to happen sometimes on different occasions when my subscribers should probably just like always be on my subscribers to look on it when I scroll down on my phone and just check. And even in fact, check on my notifications once in a time for who those subscribe to my channel. That's probably why I would take a look on that too. So that's all I want to let you guys know about. For anybody who has like some issues, that had a bit of issues a little bit by actually just saying is like, oh, by subscribing to my channel exactly or whatsoever, I just have to like scroll down and down, down, down. Then yeah, that's all I had to say. But anyways, that being said, I'll see you guys next time. And oh yeah, I did have a fan, by the way, that actually friended me on Steam, by the way. Like, hold on, let me go ahead and just find the person's name. Let me go ahead and find the person's name who friended me on Steam by any chance. That I think one person did friended me on Steam. That the person's name was, hold on, I'm going to scroll down if I can find it. Let me just go ahead and find it. Let's see. Let me see. Alright, I think it was, okay. I think it was somebody was like friendly. Hold on, I think it was a, hold on. Oh yes, here we go. Alright, so the person who friended me on Steam and also was a fan of my channel, the person's name is Friendly Nice Guy 6183. So that's pretty much the person's name, and actually friended me on Steam, and also was a very nice person. That also I was actually talking with the person back and forward a little bit, just back and forward, you know, just honestly back and forward. And also I did tell him a little bit by saying is like I only would rather react to like less Team Fortress 2 videos, as I still did keep my promise, by the way. I can't always forbid to break those promises. I only would keep those promises less, because sometimes I don't want to be a guy who's just too obsessive with things, because, you know, I just don't want to be the kind of guy that might be too obsessive by saying is like, oh, are you being obsessive with Team Fortress 2 videos? Well, I just don't want to be that kind of guy. I just want to be like the less person that would say is like, oh, I just want to feel freely and just have like feel a bit like some free, a little bit of some Team Fortress 2 videos once in a bit just to react to some. But, you know, that's my only point, which that's all I'm saying, because, you know, I just don't want to act like a guy who's just obsessive too much, because I just don't want to be that kind of guy, because I only would rather react to less Team Fortress 2 videos, because, I mean, I prefer to react to something else, you know, like literally anything else, exactly, because it's called having a free expression and freedom. That's all that is. Like, you know, it just doesn't have to, like, kill anybody for it, so it just doesn't have to do any of that, which, you know, for those who do agree with me, then please respect my opinion and choice, because I actually give a shit, and I do give a care once in my life, so hopefully people can understand that, and I really do say again that I really want some respect, you know. If some people say is like, oh, that's okay, you can react to any videos at any time, you know, like if it's like Team Fortress 2 reactions or non-Team Team Fortress 2 reactions, that's fine. So, thank you. And that's all I would rather get in respect in return. So, thank you and really appreciate it. And I really got to get going before 50 hours hits anyway. So, or pretty much 50 minutes. But anyway, that being said, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. And also, have to say that hopefully that we'll see what happens, whatever my next video is going to be, and whatever's going to happen today. You know, if Texans do lose, I'll make a video, but if not, then hopefully they'll do good. Hopefully they'll do good. But anyway, see you next time, guys. I'll see you later. Sign off and peace out. And it's time I gotta get going. And I'll see you guys, in fact, absolutely in the next video. So like that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace on out. Bye-bye, everybody. See you next time. And signing on out. Later and goodbye. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later and sign off. Update. So, anyways, everybody. So, this is just only an update that I actually want to confirm something before I would have ended the video. So, sorry if I probably wouldn't be close enough to end the video, but as I looked on my phone, by the way, guess what? Is that, you know, to see what was going on, so now I'm going to say it, is like, guess what? who actually won this time. The freaking damn Seahawks. Let's freaking go, baby. Literally kicked the Cardinals' ass again. A fucking rematch. Like, that totally failed and went flapping in their face. Which I'm like, bruh, Seahawks is just doing freaking good. Like, it was a good thing I didn't have to worry about it, but it's a good thing now I'm saying it, is that, dude, Seahawks are actually so back and so about to get that throne and also about to get that crown. Which is also going to be saying is like getting that the Super Bowl trophy and get the Super Bowl ring. Like, let's freaking go. Seahawks are back in their feet. Like, if I see more of that, which I'm still loving it, like, bro, this is just another amazing well done from Seahawks and super well professional right there. Well freaking said and well said done. And yeah, so pretty much. And also, what was also going to shock me and I've been worried a little bit was that, bro, the Texans beat the Jaguars by a freaking victory. Like, literally a victory. And I cannot even believe I'm saying it. Is that, man, Texans, oh my god, freaking destroyed the Jaguars in so much good reasons. That, man, I thought I was so gonna lose another reason to hear from Texans, but I guess something really came good twice in a row, like 2 times in a row, that I have to say Seahawks and Texans are both nailing it so freaking well. And I thought I was going to be close from expected from seeing Texans losing, but unfortunately they still won and beat the Jaguars by a freaking lots of a score right there. And also, they're finally got a fourth win. Like, dude, Texans finally got a number 4. They finally got the fourth win this week. Like, seriously, thank you. Please give them a fourth win at least. I mean, that's a bit of a better saying. So, there you go. And also, I guess I have to say that Jaguars are not going to be on the next conversation, so the Texans are safe. Well, unfortunately, if something else would have happened, it probably would be the Titans, but hopefully Texans could just really beat Titans at this point, so hopefully we're going to see how that will turn on exactly and just see where this is going to go from them, and that's going to be a bit possible. So I guess I have to check that off my list by saying is like, yep, Jaguars checked. Totally checked and crossed off. And hopefully that Texans can really pull another victory like that against the Jaguars, which still a good game though, but hopefully we're gonna see what happens next. So hopefully so. And I'd say hopefully we're gonna see what else is gonna happen. So hopefully that something could really surprise me again if Texans don't lose again, but hopefully we're gonna find out and see and turn likely to be finding out soon enough. So anyway, that means I don't get to make the video, and it means that Texans are safe, which hopefully that they'll still continue on to keep on making another win, which they have to overthrow the Jaguars, I think, just by getting another upset victory again and just take second place and head on to however of their division. So pretty much. So anyways, that's all I wanted to give you guys the update about, and also frankly apologies for pretty much that you'll see in the end of it anyways. So before you guys get going again, is that remember to do so is like and comment and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. Thank you. And this was just an update on the end that I was just going to briefly mention since I couldn't look on my phone, by the other hand, by seeing what the score said. What the score said was that Seahawks finally won, and so did Texans. So, man, thank God. So hopefully that, well, at least thank God for that right now. So hopefully they did a very good victory and also a satisfying victory that was actually amazing. So, yeah, amen, I guess. Amen. So, that being said, apologies, and frankly, likewise, that I probably would have stopped right there. But anyway, good thing I still caught my mind a little bit and so I was like, hold on a minute, I didn't look at the score for a second. So I decided I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that, and then poof, there it is. So anyway, I'm gonna get going now for real, and the video is gonna end anyways. Well, I'm gonna just end it right now. So
For real, it's just going to be for real, and I'm going to just do that 100% for real. So, anyway, see you next time. Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered here. Again, I'll see you next time. Sign off, and goodbye, and for real. See you later, and sign off.